Can I unstuff my TBR this month? Hi friends, welcome back to Pages and Chaos. And this is going to be a little bit of a different reading vlog. So I have been asked by Beccie, again, at Bex Reads, to do another collab. I absolutely love that she and I have done quite a few things together since I found her channel. And she, every other month, does an Unstuff Your TBR challenge vlog based off of a theme. So this month, she asked me to join her. And we have about 2 weeks to read a specific theme and as many books as we can to unstuff our TBR. This could be physical TBR, this could be audiobooks, this could be anything on our e-readers. Whatever it is, we're gonna unstuff the TBR. This month, the people all over social media voted on Moon on the Cover as books that we have to find to read for this little project. I don't know how many books I'm gonna get read. My goal is 2, maybe 3, depending on the books that I pick. So the first book, though, that I am going to choose for this vlog is Witchful Thinking. This clearly has a moon. This has been on my shelves for quite a while. I bought it, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, just because it was part of this display in Barnes & Noble with all these witchy reads, and I had like just finished one of the X-Hex books. I don't remember if it was the first or the second one, and I absolutely had to grab this. About Lucy Carraway, who is a witch, and she makes a wish which turns into be a spell where she can't say no. And when all of these things start popping up, people asking her to join the baking contest or to running a 10K, I think getting involved in like her high school reunion, she doesn't say no. And then one day she comes across her old high school crush, Alexander Dwyer. I think that's how you say his name. And he needs help with a house that he just acquired because he thinks it's jinxed. So she can't say no. And of course they spend a lot of time together, so we'll just see what happens with that. I also think this is adorable that it takes place in this like fake mythical town of all types of mythical creatures, but it's in like the Jersey Shore. So it's in New Jersey, and Celestine Martin, I think I'm saying her name right, actually says that she's from New Jersey. So clearly that's why she chose this. So I can't wait to read this. I really hope that I'm going to enjoy it. I got the audio so that I can listen when I'm driving and cleaning while also reading with my eyes. And this will be the first book, and we'll see how many books I can get. Well, hello. It is day 1 of me starting the Unstuff Your TBR challenge and vlog that I've been invited to do with Beccie at Bex Reads and a couple of other people. And as I said earlier, I am starting with Witchful Thinking. I mean, come on, that is a pretty big moon on the cover, so that works perfectly. And I'm going to get started with this tonight. Now, I had a very long day today. I was over at my brother and sister-in-law's house cleaning up. They just had a whole bunch of construction done, and you know, they're trying to get stuff cleaned up before they can move in. So I was helping them with that, and I'm just exhausted. So I'm going to hopefully try to get a couple of chapters in before I just drift off to bed, because I have a headache, but I do want to just relax and read. I just got out of the shower. That's why my hair is so wet. And yeah, that's the plan. So after I get a little bit done in this, I will check back in and let you know what's going on. So that is the plan. We'll see how I feel, because it's 8 o'clock. So, you know, I don't want to go to bed too early, but like by 9:30, I want to be like resting, light off. So maybe I'll just pop in the audio. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to start and see if I can get at least a couple of chapters in today. And when I check back in, I'll let you know my thoughts. Well, I have a little bit of an update on Wishful Thinking. It's been a couple of days, and I didn't get very far. I'm only on chapter 5. So I'm not sure what's going on. I mean, I gotta like actually sit down and read it. So I tried listening to the audio like while I'm doing things around the house and driving, and I do not like the audio at all. It sounds almost like it's an AI generated audio, but it's not. Like, it's a legitimate audio book that I got from the library, and it's just very like, I don't know, like where there should be changes in tone, there's not. there's weird stops, like transitioning into the sentences. Like, I'm not sure. I gotta look up this book and like look up this narrator. I don't know. Like, I don't like to criticize, but I'm not doing very good by listening to the audio. So I am going to attempt to read more with my eyes. So I like Lucy, you know, she's a little quirky. The sisters or the cousins, I don't even know if they're sisters or cousins. So like they're all witches. It takes place in New Jersey, in the Jersey Shore, so that's kind of like cute and interesting. Yeah, so like couple of things that I'm like not really vibing with at the moment. But again, I don't know if that's just because of the audio. So I'm going to see how I feel after picking it up and reading with my eyes now that I'm kind of settled into bed. Today was like surprisingly a crazy busy day, even though it was a remote day. So it's election day. We don't have kids and we get to work from home on election day because we're in like meetings and PDs all day. God forbid that we actually have time to, you know, grade and do lessons, but we get to sit in meetings and talk about the same things that we talk about every single week on our Monday meetings. So that's fun. But anyway, this is not a ranting about work vlog. This is about my book. So anyway, yeah, I didn't get to read much today because I was busy doing all of that. And then, of course, working after dismissal time, whatever, on the stuff that I couldn't get to do during the day. So I'm settled in. Not sure how much I'm gonna last because it's like 7:30, but I'm exhausted. So I'm gonna read a little bit and see, because then also like something else about this that I'm like unsure of, and I don't know, I gotta go back and read this, but they're talking about Alex's like scales and like he's a merman. I don't know. Like, I missed where that came in. Is that a real thing? I don't know what's going on, but like he keeps referencing his scales. So that's weird. But anyway, I think I'm going to go back a couple of chapters and try to figure out some information that I missed. And hopefully I'll enjoy it a little bit more after I figure this out. So that's my check-in right now. And I guess when I get a little bit further in, I'll check in again and see if I could figure this out. Okay, well, it's been about a day since I checked in last. Right now, I am currently on sprints with Beccie. She invited me to join her for her sprints, so we're currently doing that. And yeah, I've decided that the audiobook is what's making me dislike this book. So I am going to switch to reading with my eyes. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can get a good chunk of it done, and then just kind of fill in with the audio if need be. But the more I can read with my eyes, I think the better I'm going to enjoy it. There is one thing that is irking me a little bit. Apparently Alex, so I figured out this whole merman thing. So yes, Alex is a merman, but like, I don't understand the need to keep saying it and keep referencing it. Like, we get it. It's okay. Move on. Like, we already know. We know that Lucy and her sisters or cousins are witches, and we know that Alex and his family are mer people. So, yeah. But we'll see what's happening. So, we're at the point where the wish has, you know, started to come true. I think that's what the witch or the hexes, whatever they referenced, that I said before, the spells. So Lucy's spell where she can't say no is literally like now in full fruition. Like, it's full on happening. And now Alex has just gotten the house, and so we're going to see what happens there. Again, none of that is spoilers. That's all on the back of the book, as I said earlier in my little intro. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. I think that is just how I'm going to play this out for the rest of the time, is just read with my eyes. So there's about 20 minutes left in this sprint, so I'm going to get some more reading done and check back in. Okay, well, it's almost 10 o'clock. I just got off of sprints with Beccie, and Yeah, so definitely a different experience reading with my eyes. Still a little like not not fully like, oh my God, I love this. It's cute. It's got a little bit of quirkiness to it. The merman references every 5 seconds still bugs me. But I am definitely enjoying it much more now that I'm reading it with my eyes, because I'm just not like, it's the flow is better. Whereas like with the audio, again, like I don't know what it is. I thought it was maybe like because I listen at 2 times, maybe sometimes 2.25 speed. So I tried like slowing it down a little bit. I tried speeding it up even more. And I don't know, it's just something about the way this narrator is reading. It's just robotic, and it stops in like the weirdest part of the sentence. Like there's no emotion in the right spots. I don't know why. I really don't. Um and I looked it up. It is an actual narrator. Like it doesn't seem to be AI generated. Like the person, I clicked on her name, I looked at, she has a social media account. So I don't know. And I don't, I'm not like a judgy person, but it's just I can't do the audio. So I am going to finish out the rest of this book by reading it. So I know it looks like a lot, but I think it's just because there's like a piece of the next book in there. But I have like, I think about 120 pages left. So I should finish this tomorrow. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't. And yeah, that's that. So I'll have a moon on the cover. I am hoping maybe to get one more in before the end of this 2 week period. Uh, so I don't know, we'll see. But at least I'll have one off of my TBR, which will be good. But anyway, I'm heading to bed, and I'll check back in when I either get further in the book or listen to the book. Well, not listen, but when I get further or finish, and my final thoughts and things like that. Okay, so I finished Witchful Thinking. It was cute. It was adorable. I gave it 3 stars. I enjoyed it. Definitely better than when I was listening. It was definitely more of an enjoyable reading with my eyes. So that's a plus. I gave it 3 stars because I felt like there were a few things that would have made it just a little bit more enjoyable. So I feel like it was trying to be a cozy fantasy and a cozy romance and a spicy romance, kind of all like wrapped up in one. And it just was a little clunky for me. Definitely adorable characters. I loved meeting all the characters, especially like Alex's parents. They were adorable. But it's just like all of these different like mythical creatures and people and witches and everything like that, but yet they're in a real town in the Jersey Shore. I just felt that kind of was like a little off. I get where she was going with this, and it could have been a cute concept, but I feel like it should have been a little bit, I don't know. Maybe this is probably my own thing, because I'm like thinking cozy fantasy type book and like made up world. So that's not necessarily a negative, that's more of a me thing. But I did enjoy it. It was adorable. But then you had like the romance. And it's not like your typical cozy fantasy romance, because there's a little bit of like spicy scenes. Not a lot, there's a few of them. Not overly spicy, like I would say very mild, but still open door. A couple of things, which is fine, but it kind of like just didn't fit the vibe of some of the things with the book. Like, pick one, That's what I felt like. And then the last thing that kind of threw me a little bit, and I've said this a few times throughout this vlog so far, is the constant use of merman. Like, we have established that Alex is a merman. And yes, there are a few points where it needs to be referenced again because it comes back into play with something later on. But like every time they're talking, I feel like Lucy is referencing that he's a merman, or there's some type of reference that like, oh, I guess this is what mermen do, right? So that really annoyed me. Like, You didn't need to say it every 5 seconds. You introduced it, we figured out who he was, you told me some things, and then the scenes that required you to reference it should have been enough. So those few little things irked me. Didn't bother me enough to say like I didn't enjoy the book, because I still enjoyed it. It was a very adorable read. I don't think I'm going to continue with the series. Although the second book is Ursula's story, and I do kind of want to see what happens. Ursula is one of her sisters or cousins. I think it was like a cousin. Like some of them are sisters and some of them are cousins, but they all call each other the Caraway sisters. I do kind of want to see that, because in this book, Ursula, I hate Ursula. Like but like towards the end, we find out some things. So I kind of want to see where that goes. I don't know. But I did finish and unhaul, well, not unhaul, but un-TBR, unstuff my TBR with one book so far with the moon on the cover. Now, it is the 8th. I still have a couple of days. I am posting my vlog probably the end of this week. I forget the exact date. I think the 15th is when I said it would get posted. So I'm going to try to do one more book. I wanted to get at least 2. And this one, the audio just came in for this. So Half Sick of Shadows. This is something that has been on my TBR for a while. I got it in June of 2021 for Book of the Month. And this is supposed to be, I think, a King Arthur retelling. Yes, the story of Camelot is hers. And I've heard great things about this. So I'm going to try to pick this up. And in case you can't see it, there is the moon on the cover. So we'll see if I can get this done and vlogged in time for my moon on the cover vlog to post. We'll see how that goes. So that is the plan. And yeah, I'll check back in and let you know what's happening with this book and if I get to finish. Good morning. It is Sunday, and I started this yesterday, Half Sick of Shadows, for my second book for Moon on the Cover. I'm about 6 chapters in, so I got about 6 chapters read yesterday, or I read 5 chapters. I just hit chapter 6. And I haven't even gotten that far in, but already I just like the direction that this is going. I don't know much about the King Arthur's tales other than like the basics of, you know, the things that we all know about, you know, how he became the king and, you know, the situations with Guinevere and things like that. So I'm actually interested, again, seems to be like a common theme with these retellings that I've been reading, just to do a little bit more digging into the specifics of like King Arthur and the tales and things like that to see how it stacks up with this. Because I absolutely love that. And it starts off with the Lady of Shalott reclaims her story in this bold feminist reimagining of the Arthurian myth from the best-selling author of Ashes and Princes, blah, blah, blah. So like what am I missing? Because again, I only know like the basics. I don't know too many details of like the real legend. So, you know, like the myth, whatever it's called. So that is something that I do want to look into and see like how that stacks up already. So that is where I am with that. So today is Sunday. I have so much to do. I have a couple of class assignments that I got to do. One of them is like it's a cataloging assignment. So one of my classes this semester is cataloging. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not gonna be a cataloger, librarian. Like, I know I'm going to be a school librarian, and yes, this may be bad for me to say, but in the school libraries, they already come processed and cataloged and you know, tagged with all of the different categories that they fit into with the records. I'm not enjoying this class. The professor is so nice, and he has worked in so many different aspects of the library. He tells us so many different things, and I really like him as a person. But this class is just not for me. So I just kind of got to do the assignments to get them in. So far, I've been getting hundreds on my assignments. but I'm not that interested in it. Meanwhile, on the other hand, my school librarian class is really interesting, and obviously things that I am currently using still as a classroom teacher, not even just as something I'll use in the future as a librarian in the schools, school library media specialist. So that one is very interesting. But I do have to do my assignment right now for the cataloging class, and I want to start my next assignment for my school library class. So that is the plan today. But I also have lesson planning to do, and I also have some straightening up around the house to do. So the plan is I usually do Pomodoro method. I find like some really cool YouTube videos. There's a lot of people who do like, that's their channel, Study With Me's, and they do either like 25, 5 or like usually 50-10. So depending on my mood, I usually do like a 25-5 if my brain can't handle the longer sprinting. But today I feel like, at least right now, I'm gonna do the 50-10. So the plan is I'm gonna do 50 minutes of work. We'll start off with my school assignments. And then for the 10-minute break, I'm gonna read some more. And then I'm gonna switch off. So every time I get a 10-minute break, I do have some laundry to fold. So when I do the 10-minute break, the first time I'll read some, second time I will fold a little bit of laundry, and back and forth. And we'll see, hopefully I can get that done. Before though I get started, I've got to show you guys these things. So I found on Amazon randomly these cute little things. I don't know if you can see. So this one says Positive Black Cat. So soft shadows, strong hearts, 60 cozy spells and black cat wisdom to keep your spirit calm and your heart witchy. But it's like such a cute little black cat, right? And you can see some of the little ones in there. They have like, some have an attitude, some have cute little hearts. And then I got this one, which is dragons. Same thing. These are a little bit more positive. So fiercely loved, now and always, 60 little dragon notes to lift your spirit. If you've been around my channel for a little while, you know that I have a little obsession with like cutesy dragons, like toothless dragons, things like that. And I have them like all over my shelves. Book dragons, things like that. And then I got, this one made me laugh. Positive Grim Reaper, too tired to haunt, too witty to quit, 60 affirmations to outsnark your burnout. And the idea was, and like, look at them, like he's cute, he's cute. The idea though was to like buy one to keep at work, one to keep at home, and then I don't know, I just had to get another one because I couldn't decide. And I don't know which ones to keep at work. I don't know which ones to keep at home. Like, I kind of want to keep the Grim Reaper at work, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, they're not, like, bad. They're cute and things like that. Like, this one says, survived another Tuesday on the top, and then I guess we'll see what the inside says. Barely holding on. These don't have, like, sayings on the outside. They're just on the inside. So yeah, so I figured to start off today, maybe I'll pick a little, maybe I'll pick one from each today and kind of just keep it on my desk just to keep me a little bit motivated and, have this little affirmation going. So I'll share that with you guys, and then I'll get started. So we'll start, I guess we'll start first with the dragon, and we're just gonna grab a random one. Look how cute he is. Oh my goodness. That is so cute. All right. So this one, this is message 59, and it says, life is too short to walk. Fly instead. There we go. The black cat next. Okay, I'm just going to randomly grab one. Okay. We got a little cutesy one. Okay. This is message 38. You weren't born to blend in. The last one, the Positive Grim Reaper. Here we go. Oh, hi, Nugget. Nugget wants to say hi. What, you want to read the Grim Reaper? So look at him. He's so cute. He is so cute. So this one says, thoughts too loud. So I guess it's a message for when your thoughts are too loud. And it's message 14. And it said, that awkward thing won't kill you. I would know. Let's see. There we go. How cute is that? So these three are going to sit on my desk for today and motivate me. But, yep, so we're gonna start off today with these 3 little affirmations and motivational messages. And I'll check back in a little later today to let you know how far I made it in the book, and whether or not I'm still enjoying it. Okay, let's talk about this book for a second. I'm up to chapter 16. I'm hoping I can finish in the next 2 days so that I can add this into the vlog. So I am really enjoying this book so far. I'm enjoying this take on the story of King Arthur and Camelot. We're not at the major plot point of what King Arthur is and everything yet. We're just kind of still leading up to that. But I'm loving the take on these characters, on Lancelot and Guinevere and all these other people involved with the original tale. I'm really enjoying that so far. I have a feeling that I am going to be shaking my fists at this book a lot in the best way. For example, there's a vision that happens. So Elaine is what they call an oracle. So this is in the description, she has these visions or whatever. And so there's this prophecy, and there's a bunch of prophecies. So this isn't going to be a spoiler, but there's this prophecy that she sees. And at some point, somebody says to her, I forget who, I don't remember if it was her mother or Nimue. I don't know. Somebody says to her, the course of these visions can change. Things can happen and things can change. It's not set in stone. So there's a vision that she has, and I'm just what's going on here? You were just told that this could change. Why are you so set in this vision of what's gonna happen later down the line? If, girl, stop it. I mean, she keeps it to herself, and she doesn't say anything. And because that's what her mother is telling her, not to say anything to anybody. But I'm just oh my goodness. So yeah. But I can't say too much because then I'll spoil it. But I'm really enjoying this. I didn't get much read with my eyes last night because I was exhausted, and I listened on the way to work today. And so right now I just warmed up some dinner, some leftovers. I'm going to try to read a little bit with my eyes before I go upstairs and do some more schoolwork. Because I gotta finish this. I gotta know what happened and how this is all gonna play out. I've heard so many good things about this book. This was actually recommended. I don't remember if I said this earlier on in the vlog, but I think this was recommended. Somebody at the Booktuber Beccie retreat had recommended this book because we do this, in case you didn't see my last vlog, we do this portion through this 24 hours where everyone gets to recommend a book. And I forget who, but somebody recommended this book. And I knew I already had it. So it was on my TBR. I pulled it off the shelves because it's been on my shelves since 2021. So I pulled it off my shelves and it's been in my TBR cart since August. And I'm so glad that I'm finally sitting down and reading this. I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm hoping that the rest of the book holds up to just the first little bit. I don't know, quarter or whatever. So yeah, so that's my check-in for now. And we'll see what happens when I get to more of this. I am checking in probably for the last time before I do my final check-in on Half Sick of Shadows. So I'm almost done. I got just a little bit. I'm up to chapter 36. I'm probably going to finish tonight. I'm going to listen for a little bit because I am updating my reading journal. I haven't done it since middle of September, so I have a lot to update. I'm streaming sprints right now with Kat at Kat's Novel Adventures, so I'm hoping to get a lot done. And I'm hoping to finish this tonight because I need to finish this tonight. I'm loving this book. So one of the biggest things that you always get from books that deal with oracles or people telling the future and prophecies is that you don't tell people, because when they know their future or what's foretold, that changes everything. And it's it lives up to what they were told, stuff like that. I don't know. It's this weird, it's kind of the rules of time travel, right? You go back and you change anything and then you change it's, yeah. But like, it's pretty interesting to see how they're doing it with this, because it's like, how much of this is happening, right? The things that are being foretold, how much is happening because of the people who know that this is the future, so they're like putting it in place, or like not even realizing it until after the fact that they just lived up to the prophecy. Like, there's an example where like somebody tries to change something about the future, and it turns out like it didn't matter. So I always like, you know, like grapple with that, like how much of this is changeable, right? Because it's like, one of the prophecies, I think I mentioned this already, like not what the actual prophecy is, but like you were told that this is going to happen, but yet like instead of just living your life, you're doing things that are clearly living up to it. So like, you're so worried about the prophecy and how you can't do something because you're afraid that when the prophecy comes true, it's going to hurt you. But yet you're like doing it right now. So that's like pretty interesting. Again, I'm not going to say like who or what, because there's a whole bunch of prophecies in here and I don't want to spoil it, but like, I'm loving this book. I'm like so sad that it took me so long to pick this up. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to finish this. And as soon as I finish this, I'm going to look up some more lore about King Arthur's tales and the originals, because I want to see like, you know, what they took and what liberties and things like that, you know, because, yeah, like I'm just like loving this, and this take on King Arthur's tales. So yeah, I'll check back in a little while. And well, I finished Hastic of Shadows, and oh man, I loved this book. So I landed on 4 stars. I really enjoyed this. Whether I was reading with my eyes or I was listening on the audio, it was just such a great read. And I'm kind of upset with myself for waiting so long to actually read this. This was really good. And now I have to just read the Arthur's legends and the tales, because I need to see like where the inspiration was from this. Like, again, I know the basics of it and, you know, like the general gist of the stories, but I know there's a lot more to them, and I know that there is a lot of like retellings and things like that, so I'm definitely interested in that. But I really enjoyed this book. There were a couple of points where I was like, okay, you know, like a little like confused, and then I realized, oh no, wait, they're going back and forth in timelines. But it was just like overall such an enjoyable book, and definitely more successful than my first book with Moon on the Cover. So I'm very happy to end this little project on a happy note. So that was really good. Well, that's all for this month for the Unstuff Your TBR project that Beccie at Bex Reads asked me to join her with. And I am so excited that I was asked to do this little project and to read these books. I'm very happy that I got 2 off my shelves, 2 that have been sitting on my shelves for a really long time. So make sure you go follow her vlog. I'll also tag the other 2 people that were doing this vlog as well, so you can go check out their videos and check out Beccie's videos. Hers will actually be posted on my page as well, so you can go check that out. I am so happy to get 2 more off my shelves. So Beccie, next time you do this project, let me know, because I definitely want to join, and it gives me just a little bit more motivation knowing that I have to do this for a project and produce a vlog out of it, because this was really fun and I really enjoyed it. So let me know what you think of either one of these books. So Witchful Thinking and Hastic of Shadows. Have you read either one of these? I'd love to know, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on them. And of course, if you just want to let me know that you were here supporting me, but a little too shy to comment, then leave me a moon in the comments. And that's all I have for now.